against the Celtics in Boston.
And you know what? Exactly what had to be done in terms of winning on the road. Never allowed any momentum to build up against them. Kept the crowd out of the game. And for every punch they took, they had a counter.
I was very impressed, Greg, with the way they stood their ground, even when they were on their heels some, coming through those moments where they were backing up a bit. That's what it takes on the road. You got to show that kind of fortitude and resilience.
A look at the 76ers starting group. Nerlens Noel is out there with Okafor. Then it's Robert Covington. Then there's Isaiah Cannon. And it's Iverson in at the 2 spot. Cannon kicks to Iverson. Takes a 3. That's no good. Misses his first shot of the night. And it's Houston's ball. They come into this one following the loss to the Grizzlies.
And I don't care how much you grind it out defensively. When you shoot it that poorly, you're going to struggle to win games.
Well, it's not only going to be a struggle, it's going to be virtually impossible if you shoot as poorly as they did.
Well, guys, before last season, Trevor Ariza signing a 4-year, $32 million deal with the Rockets. Big free agent get for the team.
And, you know, they wanted to re-sign Chandler Parsons, Kevin, but with his departure, in comes Ariza, and Trevor is a quality replacement. I mean, a terrific wing defender, and he's a nice spot-up shooter as well.
Here's Cannon. His last outing, he had 8 points. Kicks it to Covington. He's looking for Noel and finds him. Rebounded by Howard. So it's the Rockets now. Harden outside. Ariza outside. And Jones has it in the corner. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot. On defense, Houston. Now let's send it over to Doris Burke, who was able to talk with Kevin McHale.
Kevin, speaking to him about their game plan, he said it is all about taking care of the ball and not forcing anything. He said the one team that beats us more than any other is ourselves. If we get sloppy on offense, then it'll be a very tough game for us to win. It's something I stressed to them before the game. Let's see if they heard the message, guys.
And Doris, appreciate the report. We'll get to see early on here how coaches' focus on their shot selection comes to fruition, guys.
And if they heed their coach's words and really commit to finding the best shot possible each time down, I think they'll be fine.
Teamwork is the secret here. I mean, if they're going to achieve that goal of shooting a high percentage from the floor, they can't do it as individuals.
And here in the first, closing in on 2 minutes played. Here's Cannon. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. Here's Okafor. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. The 76ers didn't lie to themselves about last season, Greg. They knew they weren't going to be in the playoffs. They spent a lot of time last season developing their young players.
Yeah, exactly. And listen, the 3rd straight year the Sixers would miss the playoffs. But as you said, Kevin, they knew what the season had in store. The key was, could they keep those young guys focused on growth and experience and not get caught up in the fact that they struggled to win games.
Now here's Jones. 8 points his last outing. Screen by Jones. Lawson. No luck. And Philadelphia the other way now. Here's Cannon. Iverson right side. The pass to Noel. From 6 away. And Jones pulls it down.
And it's clear for the Sixers, the plan has been to continue to add good young players. Eventually, I think they'll be a force in the East. There's no guarantee, but they've got a plan and they're sticking to it.
Now, here's Howard. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Memphis. 4 on the clock. That one's off. He starts the game with a miss. The 76ers trail by 5. Here's Cannon. There's a screen by Noel. Cannon, the pass to Noel. Here's Okafor. Good. And it's Iverson who picks up the assist.
A lot of teams that win a title often have a former #1 pick leading the way, or at least a top 3 NBA draft pick as their leader. So the 76ers are trying a shotgun approach to that, trying to get as many top 3 picks as they can, hoping one turns into the next superstar.
Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. There's a screen by Noel. Jumper off the screen, and that one's good. Iverson. Iverson's got his first 2 points of the night.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Now here's Lawson. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Well, for Terrence Jones, Clark, a very scary episode to begin last season. He suffered from a rare nerve damage to his left leg.
Yeah, he wondered if he'd be able to play again after missing 3 months. He finally got back out on the court. Good for him, because I enjoy watching him play.
And I tell you what, the Rockets are happy to have Terrence Jones back and healthy. They tried to acquire Bosch last season. Looked like they had it, but make no mistake, Jones was always going to be a player not only with tremendous potential, but someone that they view as a valuable commodity on that roster.
Harden dishes to Lawson. Pass to Howard. And some nice passing there by Houston. Jones with the screen on Iverson. At the elbow, Jones. 6 on the shot clock. Oh, and it looks like that's going to be a goaltending call. Yep, that's it. So they'll get the basket.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
And here is Iverson. 9-point game his last outing. Covington kicks to Iverson. They get a hand on it. Stolen by Harden. And here we go. Harden heading to that jam. I mean, just beautiful.
Just a good, solid, aggressive finish there on the break.
Not going to get much easier than that, Greg. Simple.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play. And here are the 76ers now. Following the score by Houston. And the officials call over the back. A little too aggressive there.
Yeah, nothing wrong with fighting for the rebound, but he gets nailed with the over-the-back call.
And, Greg, you know I was an offensive rebounder in my day. And I like that kind of aggressive play. But he's got to do a little better job of trying to get position earlier in that case.
That's a good point. Positioning is so vital when you're trying to rebound the basketball, and that's something that wasn't on display in that possession.
Shot clock at 3. Here's Beverly, and he sinks the shot coming off the strong pick. Beverly's got his first bucket in this one. And continuing to expand his arsenal last season, Patrick Beverly, the guard for the Rockets. Career highs in assists and rebounds per game, and he's one of the smallest guys on the floor.
Yeah, and he's really working on the details of becoming a better playmaker, becoming a guy that has coaches trust him to handle the basketball in those crucial situations.
Iverson with the bucket. And here are the Rockets now, leading by 5. There's a screen by Modi Yunus to the middle. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Left side, Boozer. Left block shot on the way. Dwight Howard grabs the board. Houston leading by 7. Fast break, here they come. Stops, pops, and it's Beverly missing. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Iverson outside, dishes it to Covington. He kicks it to Okafor. The 76ers need to get off a shot, and it's sent back by Howard. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. And here are some big men who, when they get it in tight, are as close to a sure thing as we've got. Here are the top field goal percentage leaders among NBA centers and power forwards. Jahlil Okafor on top, and of course Dwight Howard.
And it's one thing to be able to create high-quality shots for yourself, but you still have to finish. And there's no doubt all those guys can do both.
Yes, sir. I mean, these guys make the most of every one of their easy opportunities. Missing layups is simply not part of their routine.
Now here's Beverly. He's coming off a 10-point game against Memphis. Harden outside, shoots it up. The Rockets again can't hit.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Defended by Beverly. Passes to Holmes. Screened by Boozer. It's tipped. The feed to Grant. From the high post. It's rebounded by Thornton. Rockets leading by 7. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Beverly the pass to Harden. Shot on the wing, and that one's good. Harden's got 6.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Out of bounds, Houston takes possession.
In the last month, let's see how the Sixers perform. First in fewest turnovers per game. Third in blocks. And they're right there, I mean, among the top 5 teams in second chance points. Doing a really good job of offensive rebounding and then being able to score the ball when they get that second chance.
And, you know, going back to their turnovers, fewest in our league, that shows you the intelligence they play with. You have to beat them. They are not going to do it for you.
And Philadelphia has possession after the Rockets pick up 3. So the wing on the left. Here's Roten. Nails the wide-open jump shot. We've got 1:48 left to play here in the first. Well, looking back on last season, you didn't know where the Rockets would end up in terms of seeding in the playoffs. Ended up with the 2 seed because they won the Southwest Division. And as it turned out, everything worked out very well for them.
It really did, and had a divisional matchup in that first round against the Mavs. But the Rockets took care of business in that series and would advance.
Now, here's Roten. Again, Philadelphia.
How about the screen that frees him up, though, for the jumper?
Rockets leading by 8. And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets.
And, you know, for the Rockets, they had a major gut check in the second round. Went down 3-1 against the Clippers. Came back to win the series in 7, including Game 6, when I dozed off when they were trailing by 19 in the 4th and was shocked to wake up in the morning and see they had forced the 7th game.
And the 76ers making a change here. Thompson's checked in. Now here's Beverly. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game, just 4 to shoot. The Rockets again can't hit.
And with the Rockets last postseason, their trip to the conference finals was as far as they would go. Went out to the Warriors in 5 games. Most of them, though, close ones. I think most fans were pleased with how far the team went last year in spite of all the injuries.
That was a good rebound right there, but they haven't been very strong on the glass so far.
Clark, a little disparity there in the rebound numbers, but some of that comes down to how the ball bounces. Let's see if it evens out.
That is good. Cabela's got his first bucket of the night.
And it's like raining buckets right now. I wonder if this is the early stages of a blowout.
Well, we've got to be careful. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves just yet. But it has been pretty ugly so far, no doubt about that.
Another 3 for Philadelphia. And so here is Houston. 7-point differential. Harden outside. Got it off in time, but it's no good. And we reached the end of the first quarter. The Rockets on top, up by 7. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. Rockets head coach Kevin McHale spent some time with us in the broadcast booth, but he said it just wasn't the same. He missed that competition.
When you don't have a dog, in the fight, it's different to watch a game and not really care who wins or loses. Since I've been a 12-year-old kid, I've been on a team, whether it was my high school team, my college team, my NBA team. And, when the game ends and you go, oh, good game, you high-five the guy you do the game with, and, you're done.
That's an interesting perspective on